So the first I'll start with priming my face, and for that I'll be using Maybelline Master Prime. After applying in dots, I'll be massaging it all over my face. It will help me to blur out all the textures and the pores. Next, I'll be color correcting my face a little. For that, I'll be using this concealer palette from Swiss Beauty, and I will use the orange one. I'll just add a little hint of this orange on the darker spots and the dark circle. I really don't want to overdo it so that it just gets hidden properly. Next, I'll be using Maybelline Superstar Foundation in the shade Natural Beige. To add some extra glow to the base, I'll be using this glow drops from L'Oreal. And later on, I'll be just blending it out using a beauty blender. Next, to fill my brows, I'll be using this brow pencil from Maybelline, and this is dark brown. And with gentle strokes, I'll be filling my brows. And later on, I'll just fill the extra gaps using a brow powder, and as a brow powder today I'm using a brown eyeshadow, and this one is from Swiss Beauty. So my brows are done. The next I'll be cleaning up the edges of my brows. For that you can use a concealer, but I'm using the same foundation. It works similar only. Rather, it becomes easier for me to match this with the rest of the base. Next, I will use this big kajal pencil from Nykaa to create a base for my black smoky eye today. You don't need to be too neat and clean because anyway we are going to smudge it out using our fingers. Now we will use our finger to diffuse the edge a little bit. The next, I'll be using this black eyeshadow from Swiss Beauty Ultimate Palette. The brush I'm using today is Morphe M514. Next, to lighten the edge a little bit more, I'll be using this dark brown from the same palette, and I'll be just blending the edge properly. Lastly, I'll take this black on a flat shader brush, and I'll dab it all over the area where I applied the kajal so that I can avoid the creases. Lastly, I'll take this lighter shade of brown on this thinner blending brush, and I will just diffuse the edge a little more. Let me dust off the fallouts now, and I will start with the lower lash line. And for that, I'll be using L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer in the shade Amber. In the meanwhile, I'll just highlight my face using a brighter shade of concealer, and then I'll keep on blending rest of my concealers using the same beauty blender. Now to set the concealed areas, I am using this compact powder from Maybelline to avoid any kind of creases. Now let's start with the lower lash line, and for that I'll be using this kajal from LYB Makeup. This is a super long lasting jet black kajal and I absolutely love it. After applying the kajal, I just need to smoke it out, and I will use this Swiss Beauty palette. For that I'm taking this black eyeshadow, and I'm using the Morphe M213 tiny shader brush, and I'll gently smoke it out. Next, I will just take this lighter shade of brown to smoothen out the harsh edges of the black eyeshadow. So the eyes are done. Next, I will just curl my lashes and apply some good amount of mascara, and for that today I'm using Maybelline Twisted Mascara. The next, for contouring, I'm using this NYX Wonder Stick in the shade 04. The next, I'll add a little bit of powder contouring over it to make it look long lasting and make my face look a little bit more chiseled. For that, I'm using this powder bronzer from Maybelline. Next, I'll just add some blush on my cheeks, and for that, I'm using this Chisel It palette from Maybelline. The next, I'll apply this setting spray from MAC. This is like my all-time favorite setting spray. It perfectly blends down all the layers of powders and cream into one and give you that flawless glossy finish. Highlighting my face, I'm using this Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade Molten Gold.